Everyone. Mr. Maynard here. I just wanted to share my own responses to the cultural reflection assignment that I assigned for this class. You guys have been so nice to share your own responses, so I never want to give you an assignment that I wouldn't feel comfortable doing as well. So I wanted to share my responses with you. Um, First question is, what culture do you identify with? Well, I identify with two cultures. First, like many of you, identify with being an Appalachian American. I was born and raised born in a small town in Mingo County, West Virginia, Williamson, and that's on the other side of Pike County. And after I was born, I grew up in Phelps, Kentucky, which is a small little town on the tip end of Pike County. Um, so I consider myself Appalachian. All my relatives are from the area. Um, I also consider myself to be an individual with disabilities, and I believe we have our own unique culture. Um, without double hearing aid wear, without these hearing aids, I only hear about 30%. So again, I consider myself to be part of that culture of disabilities. Um, what are some values associated with your culture? Well, with Appalachian culture, probably like many of you, I associate the value of hard work. All my family have always been employed in manual labor jobs. Most of my family were coal miners back when coal was booming. Um, I was the first individual from my family to go to college, so I always associate that value of hard work and manual labor with my family. Um, Another value in my family is family itself. I don't come from a very large family per se. However, I come from one of those families that is large in a different sense. I think if you're from Appalachia, you would probably understand what I'm talking about. You know, you go to your grandmother's house on Thanksgiving, and it's like you and your cousins and your second cousins and your third cousins and your fourth cousin twice removed that you haven't saw in a year, but he still shows up for Thanksgiving every year. And then you have those wonderful people who you're not really related to, but you still call them aunt and uncle. Yeah, family has always been a huge value in my culture, and it's a value that I'm very proud of. Finally, I think faith is a huge value in my culture, and that can look different for different people. Um, so for some people, it's church. For some people, it's just a connection with a higher power. But faith has always been very big in my culture and in my family as well. Um, and finally, when I look at the culture of disabilities or the culture of individuals with disabilities, I think kindness and acceptance are both huge values in that culture. Um, what are some stereotypes often associated with your culture? Stereotypes associated with being Appalachian. I'm sure many of you who identify with an Appalachian heritage can uh, attest to these stereotypes, but we often see these very painful and very mean characters of hillbillies and rednecks, and they're always the same. They're always characters of individuals who have poor hygiene, especially dental hygiene, who are dressed very clumsily, who are unintelligent, who are barefoot and pregnant, and who live in dilapidated houses. And while I'm sure those people do exist somewhere in Appalachia, just as I'm sure they exist somewhere in Los Angeles, California, we know that's not the case for the majority of Appalachians. Um, we know Appalachians are capable of being highly intelligent. We know Appalachians work hard. We know that Appalachians can live in $1 million beautiful homes or $5 beautiful homes. Regardless, those are the stereotypes I often see associated with Appalachia. Um, as far as being an individual with disability, there's also painful stereotypes there as well. Most people see individuals with disabilities as not as mentally capable as other individuals. They also see individuals with disabilities as not being able to communicate or being able to meet their needs on their own. And I've experienced that myself. And again, that can be farther from the truth. Um, How do you feel about these stereotypes? I think I've kind of stated I'm not a fan of them. The Appalachian ones, I'm not a fan of at all because I just know what we as a people and we as a community are capable of. I think we have a beautiful, strong history in our little area of the United States, and I wish people could see that more. As far as the stereotypes associated with individuals with disabilities, I also abhor those stereotypes. Again, they couldn't be further from the truth. People with disabilities are just as capable as people without disabilities, and accommodation does not mean a handout. Accommodation just means a level playing field. And yeah, what's something you wish others understood about your culture? Just, I wish people understood how beautiful Appalachia can be on the inside and the out. We're known for our scenery, we're known for our picturesque foothills and mountains, but I wish people could actually get to know the people of Appalachia and see how kind they are. To meet these people who will literally, even if they're on their last dollar, will still share that last dollar with you because they know what it's like to experience hardship and they don't want anyone to experience it alone. That's what I wish people could see. When it comes to individuals with disabilities, I wish people could see, or maybe just take a minute and live in their shoes and see how hard they have to work to achieve the same things. Um, yeah, things like that. Anyways, I just wanted to share my responses to this question with you. And I look forward to reading more of your own responses. Remember, it's due Sunday. Have a great day.